And we are live. What's good, Josh and Mandel Saint? Yo, it's Saturday. You guys know I'm real busy with what I got going on, but there's breaking news out there, man. It looks like former President Donald Trump has been shot. Um, he was doing a rally, it seems, and looks like the round grazed his ear or his head. I was just kind of doing my thing, reading up on some stuff, and yeah, that's seems to be what's going on right now. Melanie King is talking about this. So we just jump on, listen to what she has to say for you guys who might be out there, man. This is like, yo, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. This is horrible. This is horrific. This is nothing to joke about. Let's listen in on Melanie King and what she has going on.
Out of the tunnel, Paul Pierce wheelchair, Hollywood Hogan NWO vibes.
Yeah, she's reading those super chats.
I don't know what to make of this.
We're here in the
shout out to Melanie King doing her thing.
Chaotic, very scary for everyone involved.
Like, bro, this is
what
insane,
are your initial
man.
thoughts when you see this happen at a campaign rally?
Well, campaign rallies, Corell, are always rather, dangerous situations for the protectee because you have so many people there. And even though they try to do some sort of screening, a lot of times they'll have wands to try and see if they can detect.
Has been briefed on the situation by Pennsylvania State Police. He says he's been briefed on the situation, says that Pennsylvania State Police are on the scene in Butler County where this took place and are working with our federal and local partners. Again, those are the words of Governor John.
That's just some of the words.
The state of Pennsylvania. So that's just the latest information we're getting from there. Again, we're reaching out to our to the staff at the White House right now. President Biden, as we noted earlier, is traveling. He is in Delaware right now. The reporters, the pool that travels with them, we are told by reporters they are being kept inside the vans that they normally travel.
So you can see, you can hear people screaming. You can see that Donald Trump went down. He heard around and kind of put his hand up.
That we have, Jose.
Alexander,
I'm wondering if someone else was wounded by that bullet. Probably so. That round would have continued past him and into the crowd behind him. And this is not good at all. This is terrible, guys. I mean, I don't care how you feel about your politics or who you rock with, who you don't rock with. This sort of thing is horrible. Jesus, bro, this is not good at all. At a political rally, ladies and gentlemen, allegedly, it seems that former President Donald Trump was shot. Looks like he was shot. There's video of him. There was blood evident from his head area, like it looked like his ear area. Looks like it may have been the right side. But you can see in the video here, he's up. He's defiant. He's putting his fist up. Security is on him. Security is really frustrated, probably because he's not staying down. You want to cover him. Whoever fired that round could fire more. If you look closely, you can see that there appears to be blood coming from the right side. It's like his ear, the ear area. So again, it looks like former President Donald Trump has been shot. He was rushed off the stage after shots fired. You can see in this shot coming up, he's going to put his hand up, very defiant. And if you look there, you can see some red tint, some reddish coloring by his ear. He does have a security detail. Secret Service is there. There's a lot of questions that need to be asked about something like this. A lot of questions. That's 100% a security breach. Securing a high value person such as Donald Trump, or any president for that matter, any elected official, any celebrity, is really hard. You can see that video right there. Let me pull it up for you guys. You can see the blood. It looks like the round did, in fact, impact his ear. It appeared it impacted his ear. You can see blood. And again, we don't have any information. At least I don't have any information as to what happened with that round. We don't know what type of round. Of course, we don't know There's a lot we don't know, and these things are gonna be these things are gonna come out. Just kind of looking at some of the chats here. Fights, matchmakers, one of our guys, one of our city group members down in Miami. We are at war. No, we're not. This sort of thing happens all the time. When you say we're at war with who, what sides on what side, be very careful with the words that you use, because there are people out there who act on that sort of thing, obviously. There's a lot that people don't know. No idea what the layout was for this particular political event. Anything that's outside is really hard to secure. Even if you're using metal detectors and things of that nature, you can make sure everyone inside the confines of the event aren't armed, but it's really hard to secure, hundreds of meters out from there. So, yeah, it doesn't look like a whole lot of wind. I'm looking at the flags in the background there. Looks like it's calm wind, depending on what type of weapon was used. Oh, no, the wind's kicking up. So you see the wind is kicking up. So that might have played a role. And whoever was taking that shot, that might have played a role if they were far away. It's sometimes, bro, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. You know what I mean? You just want to be lucky. His security details probably augmented with a lot of state and local law enforcement officials. I'm not sure, because Donald Trump has a Secret Service detail because he's a former president. So Secret Service is there. This is just crazy, man. Travis, yeah, Chuck in Tennessee. Yeah, man. This is insane. This is insane. My thing is Raging Tomatoes in the building. What's good, Chuck and brother Chuck in Tennessee? I see you guys. As far as gathering all information, like it's going to take some time for the investigation to be conducted and find out who is actually responsible. Let's listen to a little bit of this, guys. Let's listen to just a little bit. Again, this is I'm getting this from Melanie King. Shout out to Melanie King. This is her broadcast. She's broadcasting live right now. Looks like I've lost audio. I'm not even sure if I'm broadcasting. Let me see if I'm even broadcasting, guys. I don't know if they shut me down. You know how YouTube is, guys. They will shut you down in a heartbeat. So I'm just going to check to see if we are. Nope, Mel King is still going. And I'm just going to check to see if we are broadcasting, guys. Just give me 1 second. I'm just checking to see what's going on. Appreciate you guys popping in. This is not good. And there are going to be people out there like, yeah, looks like we're still live. There are going to be people out there talking stuff like this is the sort of thing that, I really want to state at this point, man, this ain't a game. I mean, say what you want about Donald Trump, right? He's an American, right? Donald Trump is a former president of the United States. If you don't like his politics, that's fine. But this is not how you go about seeking change. This doesn't make any sense. Now, we don't know what's going on. And trust me, it's not going to take them long to figure this out. Right? We're going to figure this out. And when you have this sort of thing, most cases, it turns out to be a lone gunman sort of thing. It's probably just some person who is obviously not right, frustrated. They'll take whatever's frustrating them and transfer it to someone like a president, like an actor, or maybe some sort of entertainer, like a musician or a singer. And this is how they get down. You don't get to take pot shots at former presidents. You just don't. They're going to come see you, bro. Whoever you are, bro or ma'am, they're going to come see you. It is good to see that Donald Trump appears to be okay. I mean, there was blood, appeared to be blood coming from what may have been a wound from a gunshot on his right side of his face, his ear area. He appears to be okay. This is going to rile up a lot of people. You see that picture right there. You got a picture of a very defiant Donald Trump. I mean, say what you want to say about the guy, but I mean, he's there, bro. He's outside. I'll definitely give him credit for that. You can see what appears to be blood on the right side of his face coming, you know what I mean? And it kind of wraps around coming off the ear area. This is definitely a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call for everyone in this race right now. Let's listen in a little bit on what they have to say.
And point to the press then and call us fake news, and the folks who were in the crowd, again, confused and emotions running high, not clear what to make of what just happened. We didn't know if there was a shooter, who the shooter was, very frustrated as they were escorted out of the venue. Again, we did not see anyone get injured. You saw the former president with some blood on his face. And at this point, he is safe. We are safe, and we are just looking to learn as many details as we can.
All right, Dasha Burns with that, excuse me, first-person account of what occurred there in Pennsylvania. And again, we saw that close-up picture of the former president, his face bloodied, but able to flash a thumb or a grin toward the crowd. One thing I note in these earlier video is that they're acting almost as if the threat had been over, because they linger on the stage for quite a while with the former president still upright before he's actually moved down to the vehicle, the armored vehicle. I want to go to Hallie Jackson right now. Hallie, are we getting any reaction from the Secret Service? Are they filling in any of the details?
I don't know if it's details, but they are at least responding here, as they are clearly in a moment of intense scrutiny as well, and obviously a heightened state of awareness given what just happened. So we know that the Secret Service is officially saying that this incident occurred. They do not specify what the incident actually is, what specifically happened, although we've obviously been seeing it and watching it for ourselves. The Secret Service, they say, has implemented protective measures, and the former president is safe. This is now an active Secret Service investigation, and further information will be released when available. You heard Dasha talking about being moved, obviously, from the scene of this rally because of this investigation that is now happening. But I want to underscore a couple of things here as we take a beat to just remind people where we are now. That at this moment, former President Donald Trump, based on what we're hearing from Secret Service and from his campaign, is safe and is fine. Those are the words of Secret Service and his team. He is now being checked out based on his campaign at a local medical facility, presumably in the area of Butler, Pennsylvania, where this rally has been happening here. I can tell you we are also hearing from his son, Donald Trump Jr., who is posting a picture of his father in the seconds after this happened with his fist raised. It's an image, Lester, that we have showed a couple of times in our special coverage here, saying he'll never stop fighting to save America. We are also hearing from others in the broader political orbit, including, for example, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who says now is the time for every American who loves our country to step back from the division, renounce all violence, and unite in prayer for President Trump and his family. So that's the latest of where we are at this moment with our team, of course.
So, you know, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., his father was lost to an assassin. Of course, his uncle, John F. Kennedy, was Sr. was lost. John F. Kennedy was lost to an assassin. There's going to be a lot of speculation. There's going to be a lot of talk here in the next few days, weeks, you know, months leading up to this election. You know, this sort of thing is horrific, you know, and there's going to be calls for gun control. You know, when these things happen, that's the first thing that happens. But my biggest thing is a lot of folks are going to start echoing, you know, whispers of, oh, you know, we got to go do this against them. We got to do that against them. So my question to those people are, well, who are you talking about? Who's them? Like, who are you talking about? You know, there's going to be people out there that's going to say, hey, this is what happens when you stoke violence, when you blow that dog whistle or whatever. You're going to hear all those kind of things. There is no excuse for someone doing what just happened here. There's no excuse for this. This is horrible. This is wrong. This is wrong on every level. You know, if you got a problem with somebody's politics, man, don't vote for them. Right? That doesn't mean go get a weapon and go do something stupid. Don't vote for them. That's just all you need to do. That's all you need to know. Don't vote for them. So, you know, looks like former President Donald Trump has been shot. Apparently, it looks that way. An investigation is ongoing. You know, this is just I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I never thought that something like this would happen, to be honest with you. I just never saw this coming. I didn't, there's gonna be a lot of speculation. There's gonna be a lot of conspiracy talk, guys, coming up. I'm just happy that he survived the attack. And I'm talking about Donald Trump. You guys know I'm not a supporter of Donald Trump's politics, but I'm a supporter of Americans. I don't want to see any American meet a violent end, especially a former president. That's where I stand on it. There are gonna be people out there making jokes and cheering. This shit ain't funny. This ain't funny at all. People got hurt. And again, there might be some people behind him. That round went somewhere. It looks like it may have grazed his head area, his ear area, on the right side. That's what it appears to look like. And it landed somewhere. That round went somewhere. But there definitely will be an investigation. I see you, Brother Joe. Cool. I feel you. You know what I mean? What are my orders? Stay chill. Sit back and just let's let these investigators do their thing. Trust me, it's not going to take them long. This is definitely a bad look on the Secret Service. Secret Service that's the detail. The presidential detail is just that, a detail. Secret Service, they do other things within the law enforcement community, but they're most known for protecting presidents. And this was definitely bad. Not a good look when the target gets hit. Not a good look at all. But having said that, it's really difficult to secure an outdoor venue. It's extremely difficult to do that. High-powered weapons. You can see the picture there. Definitely some blood there, but high-powered weapons and anyone who knows how to use them can easily defeat your security measures. This is why you want indoors, in my opinion. But this is an election cycle and people go outside, bro. You look at that. You see that there appears to be blood by Donald Trump's ear there. IRS is saying this may sway a lot of undecided voters to his side now. Possibly. There's still a lot of months. We got time before we hit November. Absolutely. They possibly can. And that's where the conspiracy theories are going to come in. I'm telling you now. Someone is going to come out there and say that this was done so he can get a bump in the polls and win a very tight election. Someone's going to come out and say that. People are going to be saying all kind of stuff. They're going to say those people over there did it. Those people over there did it. They're going to be, it's anyone who's looking for an excuse to blame and justify some more stupidity is going to use this as that excuse. So, this is not cool. This is not cool at all. But yeah, bro, it is absolutely possible he can get a bump from this, especially with his defiant, it had the hand raised and you could see he was yelling, that's some gangster shit right there, bro. You getting popped and you still talking. That's, some gangster stuff, man. I'm glad that this round missed its mark, so to speak. It didn't strike home, and Donald Trump is still with us. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't support his politics, but I do not want to see anyone get hurt. I don't want to see anyone get taken out, especially a former president of the United States. I ain't got to agree with your politics, but that doesn't mean I hate you. That's just ridiculous. This is just it. Vote for who you're going to vote for, but don't do this stupid shit. This is a bad situation all around, whether people support or not. Facts, brother IRS, facts. This ain't a joke, bro. And for those people who come from a world where we see this sort of thing all the time, like we deal with hyper violence all the time. Like I don't deal with it anymore, but I dealt with it growing up. Like you'll be surprised how fast things get back to normal. And like I said, he survived this. You know what I mean? I'm so happy for his family, his children, for those people who know this man and they're a part of his life. I'm just imagine how you would feel right now if someone called you and said your loved one got popped. You know what I'm saying? We've had those calls. We've had those calls growing up. We have to call somebody, and the first thing we'll say is, "I'm okay." Most of y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. But have to get on the phone and call somebody from the hospital, or sitting on a table being looked after by some medic, and I gotta get on the phone. I call my people, and the first thing I say is, I'm okay, and then I tell them what happened, and it's almost like they can't even hear you. All they hear is you got popped, you got stabbed. You know what I mean? You got jumped. That's So most Americans don't understand this type of violence. This is not something y'all deal with or have dealt with on a regular basis. Some of us have, and it's not just a black thing, y'all. Right? It's young Italians, young Armenians, young Mexicans, young Latinos, young Cubans. Right? It's white people from the trailer park. It's normally those of us who don't really have that much that have to deal with the hyper violence. Right? So this is nothing to applaud. This is horrible. This is horrible. And of course, if the president hasn't done so already, the president of the United States is definitely going to get on television and make a statement in support of Donald Trump. And they're going to call and make sure he's okay. The administration is going to give every available resource to tracking down who this gunman is, and figuring everything out. The U.S. Marshals, the FBI, everybody's going to be involved in this. And right there, that shot right there with Donald Trump, defiantly saying whatever he's saying. I think he's throwing a couple of F-bombs in there. You know what I mean? Shout out to him, bro. That's some G shit, man. Don DeMarco. You know what? I don't even want to play that soundbite because somebody might clip it thinking I'm saying, Don DeMarco to what happened. But I'm looking at the brother, and I ain't gonna lie to you, man. When that adrenaline is flowing and that looks good, but when that adrenaline wears out, boy, he's gonna be in some pain. But at least he's here. He's still here, and I hope he's here for a very long time. And I don't want anybody to fall victim to that sort of violence, especially a former president. But this is crazy. Brother Andrew's in the building. What's up, man? This is crazy. I never would have thought to something like this would happen, bro. Never. I did never crossed my mind. Real talk. But the big story is going to be the apparent failure of the Secret Service and the security detail. Remember, it's not just the Secret Service. What makes the Secret Service and that security detail so formidable is the resources allotted to them. So it's not just Secret Service. It's Secret Service. It's local law enforcement. So you got like the city police and all that. You got state law enforcement people there. They can augment with military if they need to. Understand that they shut down airspace. The Secret Service can't shut down airspace. You got to work with the FAA on that. They have extra resources standing by. It costs a lot of money to secure elected officials and presidents and stuff like that. It's a lot of money. They have Capitol Security on these details. They have a little bit of FBI agents on these details. They're talking to witnesses. Let's listen to this.
That they were right there. They were in the area where this happened. Donna, let me start with you. First of all, are you okay?
Yes, I'm shook. I'm definitely shook up, but I'm okay. Yeah, and Trump was talking, watching him. I heard pop, pop, pop. I thought it was like a cap gun. And my son's like, gun, get down. And next thing you know, everybody around us was down. And then once we got down, we was up at the top of our bleacher. The men were yelling to all the snipers and all the cops to come over because he had shot a man and a woman in our bleacher. We heard the one is very fatal. We don't know that for sure, but they were down. They went out on.
So Joe, what exactly did you see? Because from our vantage point, we couldn't see what was going on. We didn't see any individuals. All we could do was listen for those sounds. But what did you see?
Again, I was watching the president, and you hear the gunshots go off. Remarks from up top said that the shooter actually.
Okay, I'm gonna read some more super chats that I may have missed.
So shout out again to Melanie King. I'm just kind of piggybacking on her stream. So you heard the two witnesses there. Well, we heard the first woman, and apparently they were in the audience. Apparently they were in the audience. And she stated that she heard a series of pops. There were men there who understood and said, "Hey, those are gunshots. Get down." Allegedly, the shooter may have engaged two other people in the stands and with his weapon. So there might be more wounded, more casualties there. And according to the witness, she was saying that those wounds may have been fatal. Again, she's just giving us her perspective. She didn't state herself to be a medical professional or anything like that. She didn't say she got up on him. She just was saying that she heard additional gunfire and she saw allegedly people who were shot by this gunman. So right away, that tells me what? Doesn't sound like it was a long weapon being used. Like it didn't seem like it's a rifle. So it looks like it was a handgun being used. They're apparently, and we're just kind of going off what they're saying. We're just kind of spitballing here. All this stuff is just, allegedly. I'm just trying to piece it together from what we heard. If someone they were saying they were inside the secure area. They were there watching. So I'm assuming that they had to have gone through some sort of entry point, some sort of metal detector is what I'm assuming. You would think that purses were checked. I'm making assumptions here, guys. I don't know. I will be very shocked if we find out that there were no metal detectors and or there were only metal detectors at certain points and people were walking over barriers and getting in or whatever. I will be very shocked if that's the case, because that is absolutely a security failure. For someone to get close enough to fire a handgun at someone, I mean, that is one serious breach of security. I see you, brother Terrence. What's good? Alpha Ray in the building. He was like, nah, I think a lot of people seen it coming, especially after the debate. Man, I don't know. I never saw it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Why? It's just a close race. We've had this. This is actually a race we already had, right? So I don't know, it's 2020. Oh, I mean, I don't understand why, but you might be like, it's like that Andrew Tate always says, you got 3 weapons against you. Yeah, bro. I mean, I just don't know, man. But let's see if they're still talking.
Him.
No, Melanie is still reading super chats. So you got witnesses already on the scene stating that they heard popping sounds. They believed to be gunshots. They looked to saw what was going on. And then they also stated that the government possibly engaged 2 other bystanders that were allegedly struck by gunfire from the same shooter. All this again is just allegedly. We're just going off of what was said during that quick interview there with some bystanders. No one mentioned if they got the shooter. I'm not. They did mention that people were screaming to security, "Hey, over here, the shooter's here," or words to that effect. And we don't know if they got to the shooter or not. But again, like I was saying with Secret Service, this is a serious failure, especially if they weren't checking, at least patting down, winding metal detectors for people coming in. Red One's like, now it's past the Rubicon. Possibly, bro. Possibly. Like I said, there are people out here who tough talk is one thing, but when someone goes out there and actually does something like this, yeah, it changes the game, right? It definitely changes the game.
Can get sorted out, what occurred on the ground, who heard what from where, and obviously we're proceeding with extreme caution as to what we're hearing and who may or may not have been involved. But there is definitely a concern that this may have been a serious attempt on former President Trump's life. And why that might be important, some people might say that would be obvious. Different things can happen at these events. You don't know the sequence of events and how it happens. So the fact that there may have been serious intent here, and by somebody that might have been capable of doing this, is why we believe this is newsworthy. So that's the latest that we have right now. It's preliminary information from the scene, from people that have been briefed on what the investigation holds. And so we're going to continue to do our reporting and obviously get right back on with you as we get more information.
Yeah, Tom, stay with me very quickly. I just want to point out, we saw some shots of police tape now being put around the area, the stands where former President Trump was apparently shot there earlier. That is now a crime scene. So what you're seeing is, in fact, a crime scene. The Secret Service likely to lead that investigation. But Tom, we've all talked about it. We've seen examples of it, political violence. This is something that law enforcement has.
So Trump has made a statement. President, this is what it says, or his team has made a statement. It says President Trump thanks law enforcement and first responders for their quick action during this heinous act. Spokesman Stephen Chung said in a statement, he is fine and is being checked out at a local medical facility. More details will follow. And the Secret Service are saying that the former president is safe.
Things that could come up during the course of this election, given how divided the country is, given the level of threats. And so that's something that people are acutely focused on for sure.
All right, Tom, thanks very much. I'll let you get back to your reporting and working out more details as this story develops here tonight. Let's bring in Evie Pomporis, a former Secret Service agent, joining me on the telephone right now.
I definitely want to hear this.
Can you give us a sense from what you have seen? Give us your professional eye of what appears to transpire here.
Yes. So what we're seeing is him attending a rally, speaking at the rally, and then we hear the shots. That it almost sounds like these soft popping sounds. So we hear these multiple shots. We see him put his hand to his ear, and then you see the agents come in. Those agents that come in are the shift. It's his detail team. For them to come in like that, that means this is a serious threat. Something serious happened. We're also seeing the tactical team, and we're looking at the live shot. The shot of the tactical team. That's the element that comes in. When you see the tactical team, their job is to look for the threat. So you have two entities here. The agents in suits, they're the shift. Shift comes in, immediately comes on top of the president, and they are there to surround him and to make sure that the shots hit them. The tactical element that we see come in after, their job is to move out, and we see them facing out toward the crowd, and they are to look for the threat. Clearly, we see the agents that get around him, they shield him, and then they move in this unison to shield him body-wise so that nothing strikes him. They move him slowly down the stairs and make their way to the armored vehicles. That's what we're looking at. Now, Lester, if we're looking at how did this happen, again, this is all alleged, nothing's been confirmed, but if we're looking at what's going on here, what went, and it's soon to say, but how does such a thing happen? When you have rallies like this, ideally, you're supposed to have magnetometers. So that's going to be the first thing they're going to look at. Were there magnetometers, right? How did this weapon get in? Sometimes when it's a former president, you may not have all the elements that a sitting president would have, right? All the tactical capabilities. So it's going to be, how did that weapon get in? Were there magnetometers? Were people checked for weapons? And then from that point, where was that person positioned? Right? How were they able to get in and get that angle of a shot?
As we look at these pictures,
which is everything we were just talking about, guys. And I'm pretty sure you'll be able to hear. They'll have tons of talking heads talking about what went wrong. I do stand corrected. I thought that former presidents had details that were comparable to the sitting president. I mean, I understand that you wouldn't have everything that the sitting president has, but I was under the impression that they had pretty good teams. It sounds to me that maybe the former presidents are getting like the B list, you know what I mean? Like the JV of the Secret Service. These guys, again, I'm willing to bet anything that detail will no longer be on details anymore. For someone to get that close, I mean, at the end of the day, it boiled down to luck. Someone fired at the former president and managed to hit him, even if it was a grazing shot in the head area. So Melanie King was talking about this. You're just talking about a matter of millimeters from this being a very, very tragic day. So, my goodness, again, when they have these Secret Service details, it is augmented by local law enforcement. I know that from working in the FAA. We deal with presidential movements. At least I did when I was working all the time. And the layers of security is like crazy. Like I said, it goes from the ground all the way up to the sky. So you can't even have people flying around. They shut down the airspace, completely sterilize it, sterilize the airspace. The layers move as the president moves, or as the target, or as the elected official moves. So it's one of those things where it's like it's a moving bubble as well as a dome of security. Now, after hearing that that former Secret Service person talk or Secret Service person talk, it makes sense that you wouldn't have as many resources, I guess, for a former president, because we have quite a few former presidents. But still, man, it is crazy. Just going over it like, by the way, much respect to you on Castle Club efforts. I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that, brother D. Yeah, man, we working hard, man. We doing our thing. We're doing our thing. This is something that I'm pretty sure all of our city groups are talking about. This is something I'm pretty sure Miami Refresh is going to be talking about. I wouldn't be surprised if they're not broadcasting now or will be broadcasting soon. Again, former President Donald Trump appears to have been shot by a gunman at a political rally. He is fine. Reports are he is at a medical center. His staff has already reported that he is doing fine. We saw that even coming off the stage, he was very alert. He was talking and he was, putting his hand up. So, I mean, thank goodness for that. Today was a good day in the sense that he survived this apparent attack. Like I said, say what you want about Donald Trump, say what you want about his politics. He's a former American president. I respect the office, period. And if you don't like his politics, that's fine, but that doesn't give anybody the authority to go out and try to do something like this, take matters into your own hands and just try to ambush and assassinate another human being. That doesn't make any sense. Let's listen to what Sister Mill has to say.
There is a person who has lost their life there. This was an actual assassination attempt on Donald Trump. So I'm trying to pull more information right now, but it is confirmed that there is a person who has died. One of the people there that was shot, like I said, there was multiple shots. So there's multiple people injured, but now we have confirmation that one person has lost their life, and it could have been Donald Trump. This was very close. This is not a joke. I don't get the people who are saying this is a hoax or it's fake. It makes no sense logically that it would be fake because Trump is winning and the Democrats are getting desperate. I mean, George Clooney's writing op-eds. Obama's behind pushing Biden out. This is a desperation act. This is coming from, in my opinion, it doesn't make sense for them to stage this. Like, he has no reason. And we know it's not fake now. And I think it's disgusting to even call it fake when we have a person who is dead. So I just want to confirm that again. Anyone just coming in, it is confirmed now. Someone has died. As I get more information, I will continue to update you guys.
Well, sure.
And we talked about too. We touched on that briefly, guys. People think it's a joke, man. This type of thing ain't no joke. Now this is hyper violence. And again, most Americans, they don't deal with hyper violence. They've never seen hyper violence. To them, this is a TV show or a video game. Nah, man, it's real life. Former president of the United States of America, a businessman, a billionaire, if not multimillionaire, was almost assassinated today. He was hit. You can clearly see, just like Human Data says right here, you can clearly see that he was wounded. You can clearly see the blood. Are you trying to tell me that this was some sort of Hollywood stage thing and they got squibs and the president's in on it and security's in on it? No. Melanie King is reporting there's been confirmed that people have lost their life. We heard that report from the bystanders that said that they saw people fall, that the gunman, engaged people. We still don't have any information yet on this gunman. And yeah, brother Smeeble's in the building. It is bloody slab, man. I mean, this is one of the things about America, bro. Like, freedom is ugly, man. Freedom is ugly. This is what it can look like, bro. And thank you, brother, human data. I'm assuming you're a brother, but thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. I just want to get the information out to you guys. Let's listen in on Lester Holt and all this.
As the crowds were trying to get out, as you watch the video, of course, your face, your eyes are focused on former President Trump and his reaction, but you're also seeing people in the crowd who seem unaware or don't quite realize what's happening. I suppose that's not unusual. As you were able to exit the grounds, were people beginning to fill in some of the blanks of what they saw and heard?
Yeah, Lester, absolutely. There was a lot of confusion initially. You don't expect something like this to happen going in. There's so much security protocol when you come to a Trump rally. And as we were first hearing those sounds, so many people that I've talked to, myself included, our team here, thought it might have been fireworks. We weren't sure what was going on. Now, as everyone has taken a bit of a breath and is trying to absorb what happened, we now understand that that's not necessarily the case. We are coming to you live right now from the parking lot for this venue. Trump rallies attract thousands and thousands of supporters. There are thousands of cars here. And Lester, we are running into people who have evacuated the rally, are looking for their vehicles and trying to process what just happened. That's how I ran into Aaron here. Aaron was in the front row there near the former president. Aaron, first of all, are you okay? How are you feeling?
Okay, guys, I'm going to switch over to another report in a second, but it looks like there was a gentleman in the crowd behind Trump that was shot and killed. He was by the water tower, they're saying, behind there, and he was shot and killed. So it's not just the shooter or the person that was taken down. There was an actual victim in this. One of the people that were attending the rally behind Trump was shot and killed. So this was a gentleman that was shot.
And remember, I said that right away. Like the round that grazed the former president went somewhere. Remember, we were talking about that not too long ago. The round went somewhere. Base Oracle's in the building. What's good, fam? The round went somewhere, and apparently, allegedly, that round struck someone, and looks like it was a fatal wound.
Drop right here of blood, fresh red blood, just a little tear. Then when they got him up and they turned him, I could see the blood from the top of the ear to the bottom. Wasn't gushing, but it was covered. And then he put the fist bump up, stay strong, and they walked him off.
Aaron, what was going through your mind? What did you think when you first heard those sounds?
I thought to say what you just said. I thought it was fireworks, 4th of July. It's been pop, pop, pop. That's what it sounded like. The gentleman behind me, I was one seat. He was to the right of me. He could see the sharpshooter behind Trump. He said the sharpshooter shot to the left. He killed the gentleman in the water tower here. Now, when I called my husband at home, who's watching TV, he said, I thought Trump hurt his ear when he went to the ground. But he said, no, on TV, they showed before Trump hit the ground, the ear was bleeding. So that sharpshooter went across, Trump turned his head, his ear must have been nipped, and it killed somebody in the stands over to the left.
Could you see anyone injured besides the blood on the former president?
All I saw was the gentleman from Beaver County who spoke earlier in the day. He was running for the State House Representative, Elmore. I know his name. He had a white shirt on, and I saw him come from that left stands where the people were mostly shot. I think there were several. They said 3 medevacs left here. Blood was down the right side of he wasn't shot, but you could see that he was next to somebody who must have been bleeding profusely, because he either helped them and ran, rubbed against them, or tried to get them help or something. It was covered. So I knew that he was near somebody. That was my first indication that somebody was actually shot, when I saw his blood on his shirt.
Aaron, when did you realize that, hey, this might not be fireworks, this might be something else?
When they got Trump down on the ground. We were just so concerned that he wasn't hit, because we couldn't. It happened so fast. It's really hard to process it. I guess if you have it on your camera to see the exact minute, you can tell. But when he got up, he did not look bad at all. He didn't. He looked very strong. So then I saw that little bit. When I saw that blood, I thought, he must have just hurt himself, hopefully. But it does appear that he was probably nicked by that bullet. That
Aaron
turned his head just in the nick of time, but just.
And Aaron, you were so near to all of this yourself. You were right there. How did you personally feel about your own safety? Were you scared? What was that experience?
I was totally not scared for my own. None of us in that front row went down to the ground. Not a one. We wanted to only help the president. That's all we wanted to do. Either we could protect him, we could stand around him. I didn't see one person in the row hit the ground. Not one. I was shocking. No one was concerned about us. We were only concerned about him.
Now, you're somewhere safe. You're out of there. As you're starting to process this, I know we'll all be processing this over the coming days and weeks. How are you feeling now in this moment?
Well, what I've heard coming out here is now they feel that there was 2 shooters on both sides. So they got the one on the tower on this side, but the one on the right side, they never got. So that's why they wanted us to leave immediately, because they thought there's still a shooter out there somewhere. So there could be in these woods around Butler.
Aaron, you know, I've covered many Trump rallies. I don't know how many you've been to.
My sixth. This is your. I was here. I was the fourth car in the parking lot this morning at 20 to 7. So I worked all day.
You've been here all day.
Yeah,
you know that.
I knew you were NBC. Yeah.
We're here. Look, you know the atmosphere coming into a Trump rally. The supporters, very jovial, very celebratory. Typically, people are selling merchandise, food. What were you coming in with today, and what are you?
People say don't assume the shooter's gender, please. Guys.
All right, so there's other people. She's kind of jumping around. She's talking to David Pakman. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Gender, because almost all shooters are male. Okay.
Same in terms of what we.
Let's move back over to CNN.
And based,
I
gotta go soon, bro. So I won't be opening a panel, man. But I need to holler at you, based. I need to holler at you.
So, guys, I'm actually switching to. I wanted to see David Pakman because this is David Pakman is very liberal. He says that he's independent like me. I don't think he is. But you should see where they're trying to say over there that usually, okay, shooters are Republicans.
Before they get, I'm probably not going to engage in that, guys. When it gets into, let's talk about Republicans and Democrats and who these people are. I'm not even going to get into that. But here's the thing. No one knows what happened. We heard the last woman who was talking. She apparently was a witness. She was in the front row. And like she said, they heard the pops. They heard the alleged gunfire. They didn't duck. They didn't budge. She said that she saw a lot of casualties, a lot being multiple people who were wounded, allegedly, people who had signs of like blood and all that stuff on them. She was saying that's what she saw. And then she put forth that she says, this is what she said. Now, this is all alleged, but she said that there possibly were two shooters, one on either side. And I guess she's talking about either side of the stage. So facing the stage, probably someone to the left and someone to the right. And she also was saying that the sharpshooters allegedly engaged someone. That's a possibility. I don't know what the rules of engagement are, especially in a domestic setting with sharpshooters. And then you don't know who the sharpshooters are. Are they federal marshals? Are they local SWAT guys? Are they federally trained? Like, you just don't know. Like, I'm sure the FBI has sharpshooters. I'm pretty sure like the U.S. Marshal has sharpshooters. So who would be assigned to this team? And if you're a sharpshooter and you're sitting there with a high-powered rifle firing into a crowd of people, I don't know if the rules of engagement allows for that. I don't know. I'm not saying it's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. I truly don't know what the rules of engagement would be in that type of a setting. I know on the battlefield, the rules of engagement vary from situation to situation. And the reason I'm saying this is, if you're firing a 308 round, that's a big bullet into a target that's surrounded by people, you may engage more than just your intended target. Those rounds move, and they go through targets. And anybody with ballistics, they know what I'm talking about. Human data, you're right, man. It's like, let's face it, guys, politics is like religion. It can get super emotional at a point, and we're at a point of no return. And you had another mention, you mentioned, you heard 8 shots. Gunfire frequency changed. I assume the CIA took the shooter out. Still a sad day for politics, yes. And I would imagine that is Secret Service. CIA definitely wouldn't be involved in something like this. There are rules against that. That would absolutely be Secret Service, U.S. Marshal, maybe FBI, and of course, local and state law enforcement. So we don't know who was on the detail, but you see a gentleman here talking who was bloody. Let's listen in.
Got people there really helpful. I got
was there only one person shot that you saw?
Then I did CPR, did chest compressions as well as a brief one.
One person.
I was the only one that did it.
We need to evacuate everybody. Hunter, that's exactly where I heard him come from. What did you see, sir?
I heard the shots. I thought it was firecrackers to begin with. Somebody over there was screaming, "He's been shot! He's been shot!" So I made my way over. I said, "I'm an emergency department physician. Let me help you." The guy had spun around, was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There's lots of blood, and he had brain matter there. And so I got him. There's a helicopter coming in to get him. I got people there really helpful. I got
Was
him
there only
up
one
on the
person
bench.
shot that you saw?
Then I did CPR, did chest compressions as well as I breathed for him.
One person.
I was the only one that did it.
need to evacuate everybody. Hunter, that's exactly where I heard him come from. What did you see, sir?
I heard the shots.
So there you go, guys. This isn't a hoax. This isn't a BB gun, as some of you idiots want to claim. It's just.
Yeah, this is horrible. I gotta go, guys. I can't. I have a committed. I'm committed to a y'all can see I'm even flustered because this is blowing my mind. I've committed to an engagement and I have to go. Based Oracle, bro, are you going to be going live? If you guys are like, you know what I mean, if you guys are here, check out brother Based Oracle. If I think he might be going live. If so, he'll definitely have an opinion. Based Oracle is a former Marine. He has tons of experience. I'm pretty sure that his take on this will be very unique as well. My take on this is a horrible day for America. That's the first thing, it just shows how violent we are. It is what it is. Secondly, I'm so happy that former President Donald Trump survived this attack. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for his family. I'm happy that he's okay. However, apparently it looks like there are people who did not survive this day. And my heart goes out to them and their family. I mean, could you imagine, bro, you and the family go out to a thing and it's like, yeah, we out here doing our thing. And then somebody don't come home. And I look at people who back Trump, people who back Biden, people who back RFK, people who back whatever. Right. And I don't wish that they go out to support their folks and then not come home. This is a tragic day, man. This is a tragic day, man. But I mean, this is America, and we have a lot of great things about America, and we have some bad things, man. This is definitely one of them. You saw that man, that gentleman who was there. His shirt was bloody. He said he was in the medical profession, and he told the story of what he saw. Someone apparently was suffering from a gunshot wound to the head. And from the way he described it, it doesn't sound like that individual will be able to survive those wounds. There's reports that there are fatalities. We don't know how many. So I'm going to do what I was planning to do, what I committed to do. And, just kind of keep my eyes on the news and everything like that. But here's the thing, guys. This is not the time to, hold on. They're talking about someone's neutralized. Let's listen to this.
So we should give that caveat, but that rooftop we keep showing, I'd love to get more detail or context to that.
And no security is 100% tight. We go to these events, supporters go to support their candidates, politicians who put themselves in front of crowds. This day and age, we all know the risks. But as you said, Bob, former President Trump loved these types of events. He loves these types of events. He likes to be as close to the people as he can.
His hand in the air as he leaves stage, he's on his feet. This really has, you can see him there ducking down. Something hit his head in some way. He ducks down. It really reminds any person who has looked at history in the past 40 years of 1981 when President Ronald Reagan was shot at the Hilton Hotel just outside.
So they were showing, I'm not sure if you guys caught it. They were showing the.
So yeah, man, I'm going to leave it there, guys. And you're right, bro. Really sad information coming out. The investigation is just getting started, guys. We're not going to know what happened for weeks. And then there will be investigations on top of that. So you won't get the full story probably for months because they're going to take their time and get it straight. Trust and believe the Secret Service is going to really peel this one back because this was a fail. This was a fail. I know people are like, oh, but yo, Saint, he survived. Yeah, that was luck. That wasn't skill. This was a fail. Secret Service failed to secure the president, the former president of the United States. This was a fail 100%. We'll find out everything that happened. We hear these stories about, the sharpshooters engaging people. We'll find out if indeed they engaged the correct folks. There's There were talk of multiple gunmen. We'll figure that out as well. And if there's anyone out there on the liberal side who's out there talking madness and saying this is fake and this was staged, man, what y'all need to do is just chill out and understand that an American former president was almost assassinated today, and Americans who were present lost their life. Start there before y'all start with all this little bullshit about this and that and the third. And I understand it's hard for some of y'all because y'all ain't never really been a part of hyper violence, but understand what just happened today. There are families grieving today. Someone lost a son, someone maybe have lost a daughter, a niece, a nephew, a cousin, a brother, a sister, right? Donald Trump's family almost lost him. So just take a moment, man, pump the damn brakes and look at what just happened. Look at what just happened. At least do that. Let's get the information. Let's figure out how this went down. And then we could go ahead and talk about, then you could put your tinfoil hat on and talk whatever talk you want to talk. But let's at least have respect and show some respect for those people who were lost today and those people who were almost lost today. And think about the folks who witnessed this, man. I'm telling you, bro, when you see this sort of thing, the sights, the sounds, the smells, it stays with you, bro. It stays with you. So it's going to be a lot more people suffering than you might imagine. Not just the folks who may have been hit, but the people who are actually there. Brother Mandrell, what's good, fam? I'm about to go. Where was he hit? He was hit. It appeared to looked like it was his right ear. So it was hit on his ear. It looked like it was his right ear. Blood was visible. And you can see it right there. Let me freeze that. So here you go, Brother Mandrell. You can see it right there. It appears to be his right ear. And reports are coming in, unconfirmed reports are coming in saying that there were, at least one gunman with a handgun from inside the secured area. So this was an outside event. Apparently the person with the handgun fired from the stands. So it wasn't, I thought for a moment maybe it was someone with, high power rifle that was, maybe a couple hundred meters away. But no, it appears that this person or people, there were reports there might have been multiple gunmen, managed to smuggle weapons into the secured area. Definitely a bad day for Secret Service, because that was 100% a fail. And they're definitely going to get to the bottom of that. So with all that said, guys, I got to go. So we'll definitely be talking about this down the road. When you're out there, if you're out and about tonight, definitely keep your head up, keep your eyes open, keep your head on the swivel, man. And, be kind to one another, guys. Be kind to one another, right? It is what it is. Everyone's on edge right now. All I'm saying is just chill out and let's figure out what happened. Trust me, they will get preliminary reports out here within the next 6 hours, and 24 hours from now, we'll have a really good idea of what happened. I appreciate you, Human Data. I appreciate everyone who popped in here. Red One, Brother Mandrell, Brother Smeebles. I appreciate you guys, Base Oracle. And again, if you guys, I think Base, I asked a question, maybe he's not in the chat anymore, but Base Oracle might be streaming. Base Oracle, like I said, he's a cool guy. He has a really good point of view. Brother Andrew Walker, IRS. I forget Sister Nicole. I appreciate everyone. Brother Joe Cool, Raging Tomato. I appreciate everyone. Hey, y'all, this ain't a game. I just want to end with that. This ain't a game. Right? This could go one or two ways. And I hope, and I'm not even a praying man like that, but you know what? I probably will talk to God as I walk around today and get ready for what I got to go do. I hope that we come together as a nation, Republicans, Democrats, liberals, conservatives, all Americans. We condemn the people behind this. We find the people who did behind this, and we deal with them accordingly. That's how I hope this goes. I don't want it to go the other way. I really don't want it to go the other way. So with that said, I got to go, man. I'm DL Saint. This is That Really Want to Know podcast. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Remember, prayers go out, man. Condolences goes out to those who were lost today. This is a bad day for America. Americans were lost. And, in America. Sad. Very, very sad. Appreciate y'all support. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.